everyone, my name is Mini Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about John Robinson model of growth for UGC NET. Mrs. John Robinson gave this model of growth in her book named The Accumulation of Capital in 1956. She emphasized the role of capital accumulation. According to her, capital accumulation is very important for economic growth, and she considered capital accumulation as an engine of growth. That's why this model also known as capital accumulation model. She also talks about golden age equilibrium. Now we are going to talk about assumptions of this model. Labor and capital are only two factors of production. Total income is divided between capitalistic and labor. Means some part of total income goes to capitalistic as a profit and some part of total income goes to labors as a wages. And production is not affected by technological changes. Profit depend on amount of capital invested, consistency in price level. And here we assume wages earners, that means laborers, spend their all income, they don't save anything else. But capitalistic, or we can say the profit takers, save their income and invest this saving further. And there is no scarcity of labor, that means there is abundance of labor. We can employ laborers as much as we want. And production function is fixed and given. This model mainly talk about 2 points of view: income point of view and expenditure point of view. First of all, we are going to talk about income point of view. According to this model, our national income divided between capitalistic and labor. Means some part of national income goes to capitalistic as a profit and some part of national income goes to laborers as a wages. So Y is equal to WN plus PK. Here Y is our national income and W is the real wage rate and N is number of workers employed. And WN represent part of national income which goes to laborers. And P is a profit rate and K is amount of capital. And PK part represent part of national income which goes to capitalistic. So we can say that our national income divided between two parts. Some part goes to capitalistic as a profit and some part goes to laborers as a wages. As we know, capital accumulation is very important according to this model, and capital accumulation depend on profit. Obviously, if we earn more profit, that means we can accumulate more and more capital. Now we will calculate the rate of profit with the help of this equation. Here you can see we will bring WK in this side. Now our equation will become like this: PK equal to Y minus WN. Now we will bring K below, so our equation will become like this. In order to know productivity of labor, we will divide upper and lower part with N. As we know, N means number of workers employed. In order to know productivity of laborers, we will divide upper and lower part with N. Now our equation will become like this: Y over N minus WN over N, K over N. N and cancel with each other. Now our equation will become like this. Y over N means the labor productivity, or we can say the Y over N represent output per labor. Here Y is income, or we can say that Y is output, and N is number of labor employees. So Y over N mainly represent labor productivity, and W are our real wage rate. And K over N means capital labor ratio, or we can say capital per labor. So in this equation, for the sake of simplicity, we assume Y over N equal to L and W equal to small w and K over N equal to theta. So according to this equation, we can calculate rate of profit when we minus real wages from labor productivity, or we can say that when we minus real wages from output per labor and divide this with capital labor ratio. By doing this, we can calculate our rate of profit, and this rate of profit is very important because with the help of profit, we can accumulate more and more capital. Now we will see rate of profit according to expenditure point of view. According to expenditure point of view, our national income is equal to C plus I. Here Y is national income, C is consumption expenditure, I is investment expenditure. As we know, saving is equal to investment. Here S is saving, I is investment. And according to this model, saving is equal to PK. As we know, our national income is equal to WN plus PK, as we earlier discussed. WN means income earned by laborers and PK means income earned by capitalistic. And in this model, we assume laborers don't save anything, they consume their whole income. Only capitalistic save. That's why here we assume our saving is equal to PK. And investment is equal to saving. And saving is equal to PK. So we can write investment is equal to PK. As we know, change in capital is equal to investment. Here delta K represent change in capital and I represent investment. As we know, overall change in capital stock is equal to investment. That's why we can write change in capital is equal to I. So in place of I, we can write delta K, or we can say in place of I, we can write change in capital. So now our equation will become like this, delta K equal to PK. K will come below. Now our equation will become like this, P equal to delta K over K. What does mean of this delta K over K? This mainly represent growth rate in capital. As we know, we can calculate growth rate in capital when we divide change in capital with our initial or base capital. Here delta K is change in capital and this K is initial, or we can say our base capital. When we divide change in capital with our initial capital, by doing this we can calculate growth rate in capital. And according to this equation, here P represent our profit. According to this equation, our rate of profit depend on growth rate of capital. And according to income method, we have already discussed about rate of profit, and this is rate of profit according to expenditure point of view. According to expenditure point of view, our rate of profit depend on growth rate of capital. So what is golden age according to this model? According to this model, we can achieve golden age when growth rate of capital is equal to growth rate of population. According to this model, we can achieve golden age when growth rate of capital is equal to growth rate of population. Growth rate of population means how many laborers are increasing for getting employment. And this part represent growth rate of capital and this part represent growth rate of population. Delta N means change in population and N means our total, or we can say our base or initial population. So this part represent growth rate of population and this part represent growth rate of capital. And we can achieve golden age when growth rate of capital is equal to growth rate of population. That means our growing capital have a capacity to absorb all labor, or we can say that our growing investment have a capacity to giving employment to all increasing laborers. We understand this concept with the help of this diagram. In this diagram on x-axis, this side we have a growth of capital, growth of labor, and this side we have capital labor ratio. This part represent growth of labor and this part represent capital labor ratio. On vertical side we have output per labor, or we can say vertical side we have labor productivity. Here we have one tangent, this line we have OT, the NT. This line we have one tangent and this line mainly represents steady growth path. And we have one production curve OD. This is our production curve. Here you can see we are paying wages equal to OW and output getting from laborers is equal to OA. We are paying OW wages but getting output equal to OA. When we minus OW from OA, remaining part will be called AW, and AW will be profit of capitalistic. I mean this whole part WAGE represent profit of capitalistic. So in this diagram, this G point represent golden age. Means we have achieved golden age at this G point. At this G point, growth rate of capital is equal to growth rate of population. So G will be called golden age point. Now we will prove it. Here we have tan beta and here we have tan alpha. Tan beta and tan alpha are equal to each other. That means this triangle ONW and EWG, this triangle and this triangle both are equal to each other. and this triangle represent growth rate of capital. Here EG part represent delta K, and EW part represent our K. This triangle represent growth rate of capital, and this triangle represent growth rate of labor. Here OW represent delta N, and ON represent N. Okay, so this triangle represent growth rate of labor, or we can say the growth rate of population, and this triangle represent growth rate of capital. So both triangles are equal to each other. That means at G point we have achieved our golden age, where growth rate of capital is equal to growth rate of labor, or we can say the growth rate of population. There are two situations of disequilibrium. First, when growth of labor, or we can say the growth of population, is more than growth of capital. This situation mainly occurs in underdeveloped country, when population is growing more but growth of capital is less. In such a situation, wage rate will reduce because more people are unemployed. If wage rate reduce, profit will increase. If profit increase, that means businesses will accumulate more and more capital, and after certain time period, growth rate of capital will become equal to growth rate of population. Next is when growth rate of capital is more than growth rate of labor. This situation mainly occurs in developed country. And in such a circumstances, developed countries adopt a higher production curve through technological improvement. Means they try to produce more through technological improvement, because now labors are less available. And after certain time period, growth rate of labor eventually become equal to growth rate of capital. So we will achieve golden age. Now we are going to talk about types of golden age. First is limping golden age. Here capital growth is not sufficient. Here capital growth is less than full employment. Restrained golden age. Here capital is less than the desired growth rate. Means we have desire to accumulate more capital, but we are not able to accumulate capital according to our desire. Here capital growth is less than desired growth rate. Next is bastard golden age. In this situation, unemployment prevails but real wages remain rigid downward. As we know, when real wages are going downward, means when real wages are continuous falling, then unemployment reduce, because people, or we can say businesses, hire more employees at lower wage rate. But in this situation, real wages remain rigid downward. Real wages are continuous falling, but still unemployment prevail in economy. So this situation will be called bastard golden age. Now we will see criticism of this model. This model is based on unrealistic assumption. This model ignores the role of government. This model ignores the role of human capital. As we know, human capital also very important, like human skill, knowledge, experiences, etc. And this model have limited significance for underdeveloped country. And this model ignore international trade, only based on closed economy. And according to this model, only profit taker can save. Wage earner cannot save, but in reality, wage earner can also save. And according to this model, national income only include profit and wages. But rent, people earn income through rent also, people earn income through interest also, but this model ignore this. So this is all about John Robinson model of growth. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.